Hey, my name is Jen, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you specifically about the important role of the Nebraska Community Blood Bank and the value of the Community Impact Fund. So, let me start off by telling you that about one out of every seven people who goes to the hospital will end up needing blood. The Nebraska Community Blood Bank is the blood bank that serves all of Southeast Nebraska, which is more than 20 hospitals. So, I'm going to tell you my story, and I think you'll see why I feel so passionately about this campaign. In February of 2015, I was diagnosed with stage 3 bilateral breast cancer. I went through 20 weeks of chemotherapy. That was followed by a double mastectomy and then 33 sessions of radiation. Now, about halfway through my chemo regimen, when I thought I was simply experiencing some more side effects of chemo, my doctor told me that those actually weren't side effects of chemo, but actually signs that I needed a blood transfusion. Since chemotherapy can't really pinpoint and kill only cancer cells, it's also wiping out your red and white blood cells and platelets. And over the course of the 5 months that it took me to complete my chemotherapy, on two separate occasions, instead of getting chemo, I was actually sent to the hospital for a blood transfusion. Now, luckily for me, the Nebraska Community Blood Bank had my blood type on hand and they could deliver it to me within a matter of hours. And because I was able to get those transfusions immediately, my body could start to recover that much quicker, which allowed me to get back on track with my chemotherapy. Now, the scary part of all of this is that my cancer cells were growing and dividing at a rate of 82%. So if I would have had to wait for blood and delay that transfusion, it would have meant further delaying treatment, which was really scary when I knew my cancer cells were growing so quickly. Now, for just me, it took about 5 donors from this community to meet my needs. And it takes about 1,000 donors every week to meet the needs of our whole community. Now, at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, the need for blood decreased because hospitals were delaying so many surgeries. But now that those surgeries have resumed, the need for blood is so much greater. But because the Nebraska Community Blood Bank can't host blood drives at that pre-pandemic level, it makes for a tricky situation. Now, while blood donations and new donors are absolutely central to the mission of the blood bank, it really also takes monetary donations to keep this important work moving forward. So it's important to know that the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, it relies on the generosity of this community to be able to purchase new lab equipment, to maintain existing lab equipment, and also to disseminate really important and new information to both recipients and donors. I note that reaching the 2020 campaign goal is so very important. I know that people are struggling in all kinds of ways through this pandemic. But I believe in the work that's being done through this combined campaign, and I absolutely believe in this community. Your donations are just one way that we can all come together and take care of each other. And absolutely no donation is too small, because lots of really small contributions, those can all add up to make a really big difference. The Community Impact Fund supports over 60 different agencies, including the Nebraska Community Blood Bank. And if you think about it, if there is just one person like me who has benefited from each of these agencies, a donation to the Community Impact Fund means that that's over 60 of your neighbors' lives that you will have had a direct impact on. So when you make your donation, please do consider the Community Impact Fund. It will make a difference. I am proof that those donations make a difference. Thank you.